Giving subject wise test. I myself believe that subject wise test is the worst way. Okay, subject wise test is only recommended. I get many queries from students that, sir, I'm ready to give my everything, I'm ready to prepare everything, I'm ready to struggle, I want this seat in this attempt itself. So what should I read? What should I read in these 6 months so that I definitely get a rank? How many of you start your biochemistry from vitamins topic? None of them. You keep this at last. You think that it is not important. What is the trend noticed in 2024? Hemat-onco, very much, very more questions were asked. Okay, frequent, more number of questions are being asked from hemat-onco, and number of questions from general are coming down. Maybe you will see priority factor of infection is 9, which means if you dedicate this 2.2 hours properly for infection, you will be able to answer very high number of questions as compared to rest of the topics. Hello everyone, I am Dr. RMD, and today we will be discussing 6 months revision strategy for NEET PG. I secured a rank of 838 in my first attempt, and that too I had significantly prepared during my internship, which allowed me to smartly prepare for my NEET PG, and hence in a short duration of time I could crack NEET PG. Here I am going to share tips. Previously I had done this for NEET PG 2024 and I got very good review. So many of the people, students had commented that my strategies had really helped them a lot. Okay, so I am going to continue this for NEET PG 2025 series. Before this I had released one more video in the month of August, which was viewed by more than 43,000 people, and at that time we didn't know about NEET PG date, but right now we know about NEET PG date. So right now we'll be focusing and we'll be very specific about the strategy. So right now NEET PG date is announced on June 15th. Okay, and the biggest mistake that everyone makes, biggest mistake is you think that you have time, but your biggest enemy itself is time. If you go towards perfection, now people will think, the students will think that now there is so much time left, I can come within a rank of 100. So if I prepare everything, if I study all Q bank, if I study all questions, if I study all videos, if I go through all main videos and make notes, I still have time to crack. So definitely I'll come within 1000. This is the biggest mistake anyone can ever make. So if you have thought about this, then watch this video to the end. More time is not equal to more perfection. Remember this. More time means it is not more perfection. More time means it is equal to more revision. Remember this thing. Initially everyone will be in a josh. You want to complete everything and you want to revise everything. That will not happen. Okay, there is irresistible urge to finish entire video or all Q bank. This is the biggest trap you can fall in. Now if you change sources or you are changing platform, then it is one big mistake. Using multiple sources for single subject, that is also a big mistake. Mastering already strong subject, maybe pediatrics is your strong subject, but you want to get all correct, you want to get 10 out of 10 whichever questions are asked, all correct, then you are making a big mistake, because now it's a time to focus your attention towards those subjects where you are not scoring well. Giving subject wise test. I myself believe that subject wise test is the worst way. Okay, subject wise test is only recommended for final year students or third year students who want to assess themselves. Subject wise test is otherwise not at all recommended. Always give GTs, and planning to give GT after your first reading, that is after in the month of March or April I'll give my first reading, because now if I give I won't get a good score. That is the biggest mistake. Okay, stopping GT after one bad score, or you see a negative trend, your marks are going down, then you are stopping GT. That is also a very big mistake. Starting with medicine, obviously unrealistic daily routine, like you'll study 12 hours per day, 15 hours per day. Don't set unrealistic goals. Next, 2K19 batch thinking that you'll give NEET PG in 2026 is the biggest mistake, because you have still 6 months of time left. You can do wonders during this time. Solving random Q bank questions. You think that if I saw 100 Q bank questions today, daily 100, I'll finish whole Q bank. Biggest mistake. Unless you go in an organized manner. Even Q bank has an organized manner of solving questions, and when it comes to solving custom modules, it is only during revision phase, not now. When you are in your revision phase, that time you will be solving custom modules. Now I'll say in the next upcoming slide what to study, how to study Q bank. Not bookmarking or wrong bookmarking technique, and not using image bank for these 3 subjects. All these are the biggest mistakes you do, and even though you have time left, even though you put your hard work, still you will fail, believe me. So the golden rule number 1 is, it's never about content, it's not about what to study, it's about time. Remember this, keep it fixed. Time is everything. Next, so let's see the timeline. Okay, so even if you start from January 5th or maybe January 10th, still you can make this schedule. Okay, then you can adjust accordingly. You can decrease 1 day from each subject. So from here till April 15th will be our preparation phase. Okay, and from April 15th to June 15th will be a revision phase. Okay, here we will be giving 2 revisions, and from here to here, these 50 days. Okay, altogether 50 days. I have given some buffer days. Okay, so that you can go for your GTs and all. So in these 50 days we will be covering 10 subjects, the 10 game changing subjects. Okay, game changers. the 10 game changing subject, okay? And then the rest of the days we'll be dedicating for the rest 9 subjects, that is 45 days. Got it? Okay. So now how do you study? These are the 10 game changing subject. If you haven't watched my video on NEETPG paper changing trend, okay, then you watch it, because in that I have detailedly explained why I have taken these 10 subjects as the game changing subject. These are the highest yielding topics or highest yielding subjects, okay? So we'll be going in combination of 10 days each, okay? 10 days for each of these subjects, and in this we'll be dividing 7 and 3 days, okay? 7 days for surgery, 3 days for ortho. You'll be going in this way, okay? 7 days for major subject and 3 days for minor subject. Okay, these subjects will be seeing after February 28th. I will be releasing part 2 of this video. Now, did you ever think that if everyone starts preparing today, maybe seeing my strategy or someone else's strategy, if everyone starts preparing today, then why only few of them crack NEET PG? Have you ever thought about it? So some of the possibilities are that some of them might have started early, but my batchmates who were there with me, they started, some of them started DAMS in second year itself. I didn't attend DAMS or any offline coaching in second year. I started my preparation seriously in final year only, okay? But still I was able to crack in first attempt. So starting early is not a criteria. There are toppers. Even my batch toppers also had to repeat. So being a topper is not a criteria. Better memory or ability, this is a factor actually. But then if you don't have a good memory, then you can't help yourself much, okay? So this is also out. And what about good platform? But now you have access to all platforms right now. There is no particular advantage, okay? So this is also out. So what is actual reason why only few people are able to crack NEET PG in this given limited amount of time? And that is because of number 1, consistency. What is consistency? Daily they will be doing or studying set topics, okay? Like for example, daily they will be studying for 7 to 8 hours daily. Even after 1 month also, if you ask them, they will be studying 7 to 8 hours. One thing. Second, they will be prioritizing. This is one factor which differentiates hard work from smart work. Doing work daily is hard work, but knowing what to work is smart work, okay? What toppers do, those who crack NEET PG, they do is they prioritize all topics. Now you will ask me how to know which is important, how to prioritize. That only is the main topic of today's video, and that we'll be discussing in next few minutes, okay? Next, evolution and adaptation means NEET PG is preponed or NEET PG is postponed. Now what is your mindset? How quickly you are going to adapt? That will also decide your cracking attempt, okay? And then effective revision. This is the most important thing which we'll be discussing again from April to June, okay? In that time I will be releasing revision strategy video also. So the main golden rule number 2 is hard work is not equal to good rank for NEET PG, but smart preparation is equal to good rank. Always remember, prioritization is the key. Even if you put hard work, it doesn't matter if you don't prioritize topic, if you don't give a effective revision. These two things, prioritization and revision, are the hallmarks of NEET PG preparation. So now I told so much about prioritization. So what to read, okay? What is important? What to read in these 6 months so that you get a good rank? So if you, I get many queries from students that, sir, I'm ready to give my everything. I'm ready to prepare everything. I'm ready to struggle. I want this seat in this attempt itself. So what should I read? What should I read in these 6 months so that I definitely get a rank? So for those students, I'll say you have to do prioritization, and here's how you do prioritization. For prioritization, you should know what is important and what is not, and how to know what is important and what is not. For that, you should see what does the previous trend say. What about the trends from 2018 till 2024? How has the exam pattern evolved and how has the exam pattern changed? Once you know how the exam pattern has changed, what is the current trend, then only you will be able to prioritize topics, okay? What is important and what is less important. So I have this detailed statistical analysis of last 7 years of question paper, okay? Including last 2024 NEET PG paper also. There was a lot of demand from students that I should make a detailed analysis video on 2024, and I have come up with this, okay? Today we'll be seeing the 10 game changing subject statistical analysis and how you should change your strategy according to that. So my recall series of this 2024 was based on this video predominantly, and along with that marrow 2024 recall series, which is given in YouTube, okay? So I found this as a reliable source because it was watched by 1.7 lakh students, and also I saw the comments that it is reliable. Most of the questions were similar to the ones asked in the exams, okay? So we'll come to subject wise. Okay, first biochemistry. Biochemistry, we have 7 days total given. Okay, we have given 7 days because it's a major subject. Now if you note biochemistry carefully, not everything is important. You will notice that out of all these 8 question papers, highest questions have been asked from miscellaneous topics, that is vitamins and porphyrias, 35 questions. And what about carbohydrates and proteins and enzymes? Just 18 questions. If you take percentage wise, you will notice that 34% means 1 out of 3rd question in biochemistry is always from vitamins and porphyrias. From carbohydrates, it is only 17%, and from proteins, it is only 17%. What does this mean? This means that you should give more importance to miscellaneous vitamins topics. How many of you start your biochemistry from vitamins topic? None of them. You keep this at last. You think that it is not important. So how many of you know that miscellaneous topic is important and you will start from the beginning? None of you start with this topic. That's why when you see, you should see 2 factors. One is weightage, how much percentage of that topic is asked from that subject, okay? And second is, what is a priority factor, which means, suppose a topic is very big and that means number of hours are allotted. That means you are putting that much effort, then only you are getting. But there are some topics, even if you allot minimum amount of time also, then also you will get maximum questions in return. Okay, for example, see now here, in weightage wise, carbohydrates and proteins, both of them carbohydrates and proteins, 17% weightage is there, okay? But what about the number of hours dedicated? Okay, these are the number of hours for main videos in Marrow app. Okay, for main videos in Marrow. Now, why you will ask me why I took Marrow and why I took videos? That is because one is I used Marrow. Second is because most of the students will be using Marrow as platform, as far as I know. Okay, you can equate it to any other platform, which will be almost the same only. Okay, so now when I divide this number of hours allotted to main videos. Now why main videos? Because we have 6 months, you still have time to go through main videos. Okay, so when you divide this total number of questions asked divided by number of hours, that will tell you, that will give you a factor, okay, this ratio, and this I call it as priority factor. This priority factor will tell you, if you dedicate 1 hour of that video, or if you dedicate 1 hour for that topic, what is the percentage that you will cover, what is the percentage of topic, important topic that you will cover. Okay, for example, even the weightage of protein and carbohydrate is 17% only, but number of hours for carbohydrates is 7.6, but number of hours for proteins and enzymes is 11.6. That means if you give 1 hour, there is more probability that the output that you get from giving 1 hour for carbohydrate is more compared to your output for proteins and enzymes. Okay, that is the meaning of it. That means you should give more priority to carbohydrates than proteins and enzymes. We will also see the other trends also. Okay, so highest priority is for miscellaneous topic, that is vitamins and porphyrias. So if you see this trend of NEET PG exams in the last 7 papers, okay, so you will notice that number of questions from proteins and enzymes, that is red one, is coming down. You see very less questions are asked from red, okay, that is proteins and enzymes, but number of questions from miscellaneous topics are always there, okay, always they are asked, and number of questions from carbohydrates is also coming down. Overall number of questions from biochemistry is coming down. Okay, got my point. This is the general trend. So what has changed in 2024? More number of case scenario based questions are asked. One-liners are less nowadays, and the questions which are asked are always high yield topics only. And it is difficult to rule out 2 options. Okay, so you will be stuck between 2 options, and these are not tough questions actually, but if you know concept, so then it will be very easy. So for biochemistry, everything is about concept. And how do you know concepts? You will read concepts not from notes, you will be reading concepts from videos, and that too main videos for biochemistry. That's why I always had a query from students that how to study, like should I use main video, should I use revision notes, should I use main notes, or should I use revision notes, okay, or should I solve from QBank? So this query I have solved it once and for all. Okay, so for this NEET PG 2025 I have given you detailed analysis, detailed strategy on what to study from which topic, and all this is based on logic and scientific approach. Okay, it's not based on my experience. Okay, my experience I have not counted at all. So for example, vitamins and minerals and porphyria, you have to watch main videos. Why main videos? Because it is an important topic and many questions are going to be asked, so you should know everything, and you have to solve all QBank questions also. Got it? Second, carbohydrates, it is again a concept based, that's why you have to watch main videos. Similarly, for everything you have to watch main videos, but here I have told only 50% correct. What is 50% correct? 50% correct means when you solve a question in QBank, you have to see how many percent of the students have answered that correctly. If the question is answered by more than 50% of the student correctly, then it is an important question, or it should be a PYQ. Only go through those questions. Rest of the questions, like some random facts, some numericals, like what is the fraction of carbon atoms in this molecule of carbohydrate. So all those things are not at all necessary. So that will be answered by less than 50% only students. Okay, so those questions you don't need to focus, only focus on these questions. Okay, so that will save your time also, and that is called smart preparation. So using this strategy, you can finish biochemistry in the limited time of 7 days, and this is how you should allot the number of days also for this topic. Got it? So this is how biochemistry should be proceeded. You should know that concepts are more important. Made videos are a must in biochemistry. Application type of questions are used, more asked nowadays. Bookmark important pearls, especially cycles and all. You have to bookmark. Okay. Many unnecessary questions are given in Q bank, so just ignore that. Okay. Highlight important topics so that revision becomes very easy for you. See, there is something called as trim down method. This is what you have to use. Okay. This was detailedly discussed in Dr. Aditya Sanjay Gupta's video, which he had released some 2-3 days back. He has very beautifully mentioned how to concise your notes. Use that video. And flow charts, especially like first aid, bookmark pearls. Okay, first aid is very good source. Again, one more video was released by Aditya Sanjay Gupta regarding how to use first aid. That is also very good video. So watch that if you haven't watched. So moving towards the second subject, that is surgery. So in surgery also, again, you will note that not everything is important. The most important thing is, according to weightage, that is general surgery. Okay, general surgery is important, upper GIT. These are the two topics which are very important. And when you see priority factor wise, the most important topics are again general surgery, thoracic vascular, especially vascular surgery, and upper GIT. Okay, these three are the most important. And recently there is been a new trend, urology, more number of questions are being asked, so urology has also got significance. Okay, so if you see general trend in surgery, number of questions have come down little bit in last 2 papers. Urology, more number of questions are asked. Okay, and general surgery, still bulk of the questions are from general surgery only. Okay, urology, more number of questions asked, less trauma. This year for some unknown reason, trauma less number of questions asked, but every year trauma questions are asked, so we will be focusing it equally. Okay, more number of concept based and clinical based questions are asked, and need main videos, or else your concepts won't be enough to crack this exam. So how to divide surgery, how to make a timetable? You have total 7 days. Okay, and in that, general surgery, thoracic surgery, UGIT, which are important topics, so that will be covering from main videos. Okay, and then less important topics, like for example lower GIT, even though there are dedicated some 12-13 hours for lower GIT, but still number of questions asked is very less, so that means you shouldn't dedicate much time. And the most important topic in that is colorectal carcinoma. Other than that, you study everything from revision notes. For colorectal carcinoma, watch main videos. Okay, rest of the things I think you can follow this. Also, these details will be updated in my Telegram group. Okay, so if you haven't followed my Telegram group, link is in the description and comment section. Kindly follow. Strategy for surgery, time is available for surgery, so focus on concepts, watch main videos, make your concept strong. For staging of tumors, always bookmark. Images, instruments is very important, always 2 or 3 questions will be there. To save time, you can use rapid revision notes for less important topics like lower GIT. Highlight. This again using trim down method. Okay, use trim down method of notes. Okay, for this, and wrap up surgery in 7 days. Okay. Next, coming to orthopedics, there is not much changing trend. Okay, but the only change that I noticed is that number of questions from basic infection tumor is again high. Okay, and in this exam, lower limb questions were asked little bit more, which is slightly unlikely, but again spine and pelvis was also asked. So generally, if you compare, there is not much of a change. Okay, so it is almost the same trend, and this is how you have to read. Okay, again, orthopedics is a memorization based topic. Okay, so any memorization based topic you will be using notes. For any concept based topic you will be using main videos. Got it? So that's why this is the trend here. Okay, and revision notes of lower limb injuries, I have told revision note, that is because less number of questions are being asked. If you see the total number of questions that are being asked, lower limb has very least number of questions, 15%. Okay, next, how you should prepare for ortho. First, it is memory based, so less concepts, so don't waste time watching videos. X-ray images, yeah, this is very important. There is image bank in every platform, even Marrow. If you don't know, when you log in through Google Chrome, okay, in website you will find an image bank where only images are given. So use image bank wisely. Application type, especially for nerve injuries. Nerve injuries you can combine with anatomy and study. Okay, because it will become easy for you. And bookmark pearls. Okay, tumors. Tumor staging is very important. Tumors are very important in ortho. Tumors and named fractures, all these are important pearls. So whenever you are solving GT and reviewing it, just bookmark these. Okay. So coming to pathology, you will note that 2 things are very important and still are very important. That is general. Okay, highest number of questions are asked, and one more is hemato-onco. These 2 topics will decide your entire pathology. Okay. So what is the trend noticed in 2024? Hemato-onco, very more questions were asked. Okay, frequent, more number of questions are being asked from hemato-onco, and number of questions from general are coming down. Maybe because nowadays integrated questions are asked more, that's why it is more of clinical based, so system wise questions are more. Okay, but again in 2024 more of concept based questions were asked, and repeated topics were asked from small topics, like for example RS. It is very less to study from respiratory system, but again repeated question were asked. Hodgkin's anemia is a star question in pathology, you are not supposed to miss it. Okay, general pathology, less questions were asked, more from system systemic pathology, clinical oriented questions, less direct, no one-liners, and more image-based questions. That's why image bank is very essential in pathology. Okay. So how do you divide? See, pathology is mainly a memorization topic, so you don't need videos except for hemat-onco where you need videos. Rest all is from video notes. Okay. Less important topics like endocrine, GIT, you can go from revision notes to save your time. Okay. Next, strategy for pathology is images, first aid. Okay, again, first aid is a very excellent source for revising for pathology. So whenever you are reading pathology during your preparation phase, just go through important things in first aid, or you can annotate same information in first aid also. That is also helpful. General pathology plus hemat-onco is most important. Integrated videos, MCQs, if you have watched them, especially in cerebellum map, you have integrated videos. Topics like respiratory system, repeated PYQs are asked, and more of memorization. So you have to bookmark important pearls. Okay, especially like tumor, oncogenes and all. Okay. Next, coming to pharmacology. Pharmacology, again, general pharmacology plus ANS is the most important, followed by infections. Infections, you see the infections, you see the priority factor for infections is too high. Okay, because this is antimicrobials. Okay, 20% of the questions are asked from infectious diseases, 28 from general pharmacology plus ANS, and then 13% is from CVS. If you note, these three have highest this one. Okay, GIT actually less number of questions are asked, that's why it's a error. Okay, in this, okay, priority factor. Otherwise you can follow the same thing. What is the trend that is observed? Number of questions are decreasing in pharmacology. Very less number of questions, around 10 questions were asked this year, and there were very diverse questions. Like from CVS nowadays more questions are being asked, and from infections always you will notice that more number of questions are being asked from infection. General pharmacology anyways more number of questions are asked. Okay, so main videos for general pharmacology and ANS are very important, and you have to solve all Q-bank questions. Rest of the things are memorization based topics except antimicrobial. So rest of the things you will be covering from notes, and all this rest will be completing from main videos. So all this information is there in the Telegram group. I will be uploading this file. Okay, so after that you can go through that. Okay. Now, what is the changing trend? Less number of questions are asked, more from systemic, maybe because of integrated questions. Paper 2 had variety of questions, and CNS again very less number of questions are asked. Okay, so if you notice CNS, this yellow color, very few, only here once it was asked, then here it was asked. In between there were no CNS questions. Next, what is the strategy for pharmacology? These three topics most important. Understanding concepts is more important, especially ANS, where graphs can be given, scenarios can be given, experiments can be given. Okay, short topics like diuretics, antitussives, diabetes, these are repeatedly asked. Doesn't take much time, they have higher priority factors, so go through those. Solve problem based questions in general pharmacology, that is very important, and then use first aid for pharmacology also. For revision it will be very important. Next, coming to OBG. OBG, again, two things I want to notice here. One is STI, contraception, infertility. Very short topic. It will take only 7 hours, but 32 questions. 17% of the total questions are asked from this small topic. Second is general gynecology. Total 19% questions are asked from general gynecology. And third is obstetric complications. Okay. Here you will again note that I tell this again and again. Prioritize, because you see that for basics 6 hours are dedicated for basics, but how many questions are asked? Only 6% of the questions are asked. Okay. Similarly, see here, STIs 7.7 hours are dedicated, but how many questions are asked? 3 times more, 17% questions are asked. Okay, this is where you prioritize. If you start with basics of OBG, you study from main videos, and then you go to the end of OBG, you will definitely fail. Time is not enough. Got my point? So see this priority factor. Priority factor will guide you. Priority factor of STIs is 4.16, which means in less amount of time you can solve more number of questions. You can answer more number of questions. Got it? So next, coming to medical, coming to the general trends. Okay, in that you will note that STI, contraception, infertility, many number of questions were asked. General gynecology also many number of questions were asked, and obstetric complications also many number of questions were asked. These three were the changing trends. And basics, if you see, basics of OBG, no questions have been asked in 2024. No questions. That means you have to read this topic, that is general basics of gynecology and OBG, from revision notes only, and you don't have to solve Q-bank also. Got my point? This is how you prioritize. If you dedicate 1 to 2 days only for this one, then you won't have time to study about important topics like tumors. You won't have time to study important topics like infertility. Okay, so also ANC, normal pregnancy, very less number of questions are. That's why you have to study from revision notes. Labor, it is important to know concept in labor, so you should watch videos. but then labor again less number of questions are asked. That's why you don't want to watch main videos. So that's why it is revision videos. Got my point? You can also skip some questions. Obstetric complication, medical surgical complications, general gynecology. These 5 are the most important topics in gynecology and obstetrics. Okay, so these 3 are less important. Okay, next, what is the strategy? Strictly follow my timetable. Strictly follow. Okay, PYQs are very important. Repeatedly same type of questions are being asked. Instruments are very important. Bookmarking of tumor staging is very important, especially those 4 gynecology tumors, and memorization topics are mainly in OBG except for labor, which is a concept based topic. Next, coming to dermat. Okay, dermat you have 3 days allotted, and if you see previous year trends, you will note that most number of questions are being asked from infections and STI. This itself will constitute around 42% of the total. Means in your paper, if 6 questions are asked, 3 questions will definitely be from STI and infections. Okay, rest of the topic, important topics are this acne and hair, where few number of questions were asked. You will see here, say acne and hair, nail, some more questions are asked this year, and infections and STIs, anyway you will have many questions which are being asked. So what is your strategy? Changing trend was that more questions are asked, otherwise it is a same trend only. So what is your main strategy? Your main strategy is to watch main videos only for basics, because it is concept based. Rest all are memorization topics, so you will watch accordingly. Okay, I am not going into depth. So what is the strategy? There are 2 eyes. 2 eyes of dermatology are, one is infection, okay, and second one is images. If you master these 2, then your dermatology paper will go good. Okay. Next, coming to pediatrics, again hot topic. I have got many queries regarding how to study pediatrics for NEET PG 2024. So now if you see closely, I have divided into neonatology, general pediatrics, systemic pediatrics, and infections. Okay, highest number of questions. Okay, highest number of questions are asked from infections. Okay, and you will see priority factor of infection is 9, which means if you dedicate this 2.2 hours properly for infection, you will be able to answer very high number of questions as compared to rest of the topics. So you should start from infection. Okay, next you will notice that highest priority is for general pediatrics. So then you will go for general pediatrics, and then you will go for neonatology. Okay, this will be the general trend. So if you see the trend, overall pediatric number of questions are decreasing. General pediatric and neonatology, more number of questions are being asked. Changing trend is in-depth questions are asked, but it is not tough question. They are in-depth. Less of systemic pediatrics, more of general pediatrics. Pearls, there are more pearls, like for example developmental milestones and pearls and all. If you study that, it will be easy for you to answer. Less questions were asked in 2024 overall, and GIT, 1 or 2 new questions were asked, like celiac disease. They are repeated again and again. Okay, IHPS. Okay, all these questions are repeated again and again. So neonatology, main notes, systemic pediatrics revision notes, and you will solve more than 50% correct questions. This is because systemic pediatrics less number of questions are asked, and you have to study notes because pediatrics is a memorization based topic. Got it? Next, strategy is memorization, so only notes. General pediatrics is the star one. Infections is according to priority factor, you should focus more on infections. Vaccines I have covered in PSM, so I don't think I have to focus much here. And developmental milestones and like some congenital disorders, no, genetics part, okay, like MPS, okay, glycogen storage disorders, all this you can go through pearls. Okay, they are very important, concise information. Now coming to psychiatry and forensic, there is nothing much to discuss in detail, except that neurotic, psychotic disorder, substance abuse, mood disorder, these were the questions asked in NEET PG paper 1 and paper 2. Sleep eat disorders are also important. Main focus is on pearls. There are few pearls. I think there are some 7 to 8 pearls only in psychiatry, which are very, very, very important. Okay, like for example, timeline of psychiatric disorders. It's very important pearl. Okay, timeline of psychiatric disorders. Second is eating disorders. Okay, third is REM versus non-REM sleep. So these small pearls, whenever you solve GT, you will get to know. Okay, and QBank, all QBank topics you have to solve, but only focus on more than 50% of correctly solved questions. Okay, coming to forensic, same. One important thing that is noted is there are no one-liners. There are only case-based scenarios. So you have to study forensic in this manner, okay, and these are the important topics, and it is very difficult to predict forensic questions also. They can ask any random questions. Now, the important question is how to plan your day. Like, how do you study? Like when I say study biochemistry, you can't just open your book and study directly. Okay, it is not the correct way. So what is the correct way to study during your preparation phase? So it is a 3-step process. Okay, first you will be starting with PYQs. For example, pediatrics, you will be starting with PYQs of maybe 1 or 2 years. You will be sensitizing you to yourself to what is important and what is not, and what type of questions are being asked. Second, you will be seeing the priority factor, and then you will be deciding which topic to study first, and then you will be seeing weightage also, giving these two importance, and whatever table I had given, you will study those topics with that allotted time. You will be finishing all topics allotted within time. For example, pediatrics will be finishing it in 3 days. Okay. In addition to these three, one important thing that you need to do is grand test you have to give every week. No matter what, first grand test should be today. That will be your foundation, and after that you will be tracking grand test according to GT tracker. Now, what is GT tracker? I will tell in the next 2 slides. Okay. So then that means in a month you will be giving 4 GTs and you will be tracking your progress. So if you watch my GT videos, it is very good. If you haven't watched, then you must watch. Without watching this, don't give GT. One is about how to improve your GT score, and second is how to review GT. You will be spending 1 week just reviewing GT and then coming up with nothing. Got my point? So that's why how to review GT in 5 to 6 hours I have detailedly discussed, and how to improve GT using this is a GT tracker. Okay, this is a GT tracker, and the link is in my Telegram group. Okay, and the link for my Telegram group is this one. Okay, this is the link for my Telegram group. Also, I'll put the link in the description, and also whatever this PDF is there which I prepared for the statistics and the timetable and all, I'll be uploading it in the Telegram group, so you can directly go through that. So not everyone is equal. Okay, some of them will have some different problems, some of them will be not knowing how to start, some of them will have multiple drops, so some of them will be like during internship they don't know how to study. So always help is needed. Now this video will cover almost everything, but still there are students who still need help, so I conduct membership sessions. Okay, mentorship sessions for those students. You'll see that in a month there will be 3 to 4 sessions, 1 session every week, so that I'll give you targets what to study, and then you'll be communicating me through YouTube comment section. This will be a YouTube live interaction video. Okay, so if you want to join membership, you can go through YouTube channel. Okay, my YouTube channel, and click on this join button, and then you can join this membership. Okay, next, mistakes this droppers make. Okay, because droppers will the dropper psychology is totally different, and I had made a video on this which was watched by 5,300 people already. So if you are a dropper and you don't know how to prepare ahead, then you have to watch this video. Okay, in this I have told how to come out of something called as dropper cycle. Okay, dropper cycle is the most devastating form of preparation. Okay, that will not allow you to prepare at all. Next, how to stay on track. Now whatever timetable I give, you should be accountable, no? But how to be accountable? So I started a new quizzing series known as JuxtaMed, and we have a YouTube page also, we have Instagram page, and we have a WhatsApp channel also. Details are there in my Telegram group anyways. So we conduct all these neetpg quizzes, and all these are PYQ, mainly PYQ oriented quizzes. So there will be cash prize, and there will be gifts also, those who win in these quizzes. So if you haven't if you don't know about these quizzes, then just go through this YouTube series. Okay, my quizzes will be conducted in my YouTube channel only, in Dr. RMD. Right now we are conducting there, and later on we'll be shifting to this channel. So if you are not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel so that you can be staying on track. Okay, so success demand 5 things. As I said, for NEET PG cracking is your success, then you need 5 things. One is smart work, which I have told, prioritization. Okay, second is consistency. I have told timetable, follow my timetable. Third is passion. You have to crack, or else you are nothing. Fourth is struggle. For that you have to do hard work. And fifth is patience, and that is time. Okay, when these 5 are this one, then only you will get success. Okay, when these 5 are fulfilled. So if you have any doubt, you can contact me. My mail ID is babydocrmd@gmail.com. Okay, you can contact me at any time via mail. I am also available on Instagram ID as Dr. RMD official. Okay, you can also contact me on Twitter at Dr. RMD official. Okay, this is my X account. I also have WhatsApp channel by the name Dr. RMD. Okay, so these are the platforms where you can contact me anytime you have doubt. You can contact me. Okay, so thank you, and all the best for upcoming NEET PG.